If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day.
Today is an interesting day for me. I'll be visiting my psychiatrist for what might be the last time. So I decided I'll do this vlog in a different way today. I'll take you on this journey with me so that you can witness this particular milestone that I find really important in my life. Oh, and by the way, for those who actually watch my vlogs while I'm still trying to improve, thanks so much. I appreciate it. So let me give you some context. It's been 2 years since I stopped taking my depression medication. And ever since then, I only visit my psychiatrist every 6 months to a year. And even then, all we do is talk about the massive improvements that I've made and how I can continue along that path. But I've suffered with this shit for almost 11 years now. And to be honest, I'm ready to be done with it. So without further ado, let me bring you to the finish line with me. To dread walking towards the psychiatrist's clinic because it was just a reminder that I was in such a terrible place, and nothing like reminding you of that than going to a doctor that gives you a medication to cure that. But over the years it's just become easier, right? Because eventually what became dread, or rather eventually what was dreadful, became a source of motivation, because every time I come to the clinic, I see a little bit of improvement. And yeah, maybe altogether it took like 5-6 years for me to actually recover totally, but it was worth it, you know? Alright, so I finally arrived. I hope he allows me to film inside. Fingers crossed. Yes. Alright, so I just finished my appointment, and I couldn't take the camera into the room because I guess there's some confidentiality clause or whatever. But overall it was good, you know, I'm kinda done, really. And yeah, you know, it's interesting because I'm happy, but I'm also kinda, I don't know, in a funny place because it's been so long that I've kind of lived with depression that I don't really know what's next, right? So I spent the entire afternoon thinking about everything that transpired during our session. In summary, I still do have my depressive episodes, and I assume it's because of the chemical imbalance in my brain. But what I'm good at doing now is managing it so that it doesn't consume me or send me down a destructive path. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm happy. I think I'm just more relieved. Though I'm also a little bit scared. Because for the longest time, whenever I was going through a really low period in my life, I could always blame depression. And even though in the last 2 years I never had to resort to that, it was just nice to know that it was in my arsenal. In fact, for a really long time, I used depression for every low period in my life. To the point where sometimes I didn't really know if it was really depression or if it was just a convenient excuse. And I think I'm not the unique one here. In fact, I think everyone has their go-to excuse. Some people use asthma to get out of physical activities, and some people blame their non-creative brain so that they don't have to produce art or tell stories or anything creative. But for me, I used my depression. And don't get me wrong, these are legitimate reasons. But a lot of the times, they're just excuses so that we can hide behind our weakness instead of showing our vulnerabilities and flaws so that we can go for gold. And I think that's what scares me, right? Because now I don't have depression to hide behind. And everything that I do and every mistake that I make, it's just solely my fault. And I would have to own that. But at the same time, I'm also happy because now I don't have any excuses. I can just pursue my goals without thinking that I'm weak or flawed or anything of that nature. I just now have a tunnel vision and I'm just going for it. So my friends, here's my humble advice to you. Don't hide behind your perceived weaknesses or flaws, because most of the time they're just an excuse and not even a legitimate one. Because if you think about it, the boundaries of society will already limit you. So you shouldn't be limiting yourself. And this is my promise to myself from today onwards. I'm no longer gonna hide behind my weaknesses. Not my acne scars, not my other insecurities, nothing. It's just me against my goals now. And I guess we'll see how that goes. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Bye bye.